Boom. That's it. It just starts. How about that?
That's just it. Yeah, that nice little countdown for us.
Nice. This stuff's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have like a streaming start with people. I just kind of let it start naturally. I was curious if this was going to connect directly to the YouTube studio, but it does not look like it does.
From my experience, no, it just goes right to YouTube, right to your channel.
Interesting. This was pretty neat.
People
pretty busy first, huh?
Busy first. Hell of a goal by Jan Mark to tie it up. So.
Oh yeah, nice pass by Cece too.
Oh yeah, nice little breakaway there. Did not like that first goal, but it game 7. We're gonna have a lot of things and a lot of comments as Cameron's already jumping in. I might cry. Now, is that because of the game or because of the Linus Ullmark trade?
No, it's the Ullmark news. It 100% is the Ullmark news.
That's what I'm going with. We'll have plenty of time to talk on that.
Brett, what's up, man? You are not first. You came second. Sorry, buddy. David, what's going on, man?
I think a lot of people are feeling this one right here.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. You know what would make it better is if Edmonton can pull this off.
It would make me feel better. Oh, man, they're not looking like they're gonna, though. Jesus, you can't call that. Please don't call that. I am going to have to figure out I might have to delay my game a little bit because last time I was a little ahead of people.
I'm at 45 seconds right now.
Okay, I'm at about 30, so I definitely need to delay by at least 10-ish seconds.
Original username. Don't worry, you guys. At least we re-signed Ian Mitchell.
We got Ian Mitchell and Brandon Bussey, who's now stuck behind Corpusalo.
Positives.
Wonder if Sweeney will flip the first. Honestly, I could see it. I'd be super happy with it as long as it's better than this current deal.
I mean, if you package... Who's a goaltending needy team right now? Detroit has been interested.
As you mentioned earlier in the chat, the Kings. Avalanche.
The Avs. Yep. If you retain half and you package them with a first, I think you can still move up in the draft.
I'm not super worried about moving up in the draft. If they're going to move somebody for help right now, I'm pretty... I wouldn't mind moving up in the draft, but I wouldn't give assets to do it at this point. Unless there's someone you really like.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, obviously, this is very underwhelming of a return from what from what we've all seen.
Yeah, Chikrin and the 25th was obviously way better than this.
Yeah, you hit it about... I watched your video before we started this, and you hit it about 9 minutes in. The critical, the heartbeat of getting a decent return was an Ullmark extension. And there isn't one. And honestly, I'm not sure there will be one. I think he may end up being one and done because Linus wanted 5 years by $7 million. If you're Ottawa and you're sitting with Antoine Forsberg with a couple seasons left, I think he's got 3 seasons left, and Mads Søgaard down in the American Hockey League, you just need a bridge guy. You want to get into the playoffs right now, get Søgaard another year, and then go with Søgaard and Forsberg.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see an argument. I get that they're looking at it that way. They might still try to extend. I'm sure they're going to try to extend. We'll see how it goes.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Look, this is all right. Eric, you make this feel better. I'll make this feel better. I can absolutely make this feel better.
Absolutely.
You have Swayman de facto number 1 guy now. There's no question about it. He's locked in. You just got a first-round pick. You shedded off a little bit of cap space. Ullmark was a rental. They were telling us all the way through leading up to the Markstrom trade that Markstrom had higher value than Ullmark did. Turns out that was pretty close to true, right? I think we can agree on that.
Well, the big thing is their lack of term.
Yeah, it's a rental. It's a rental. We traded a rental for a first, a fourth liner, which is fine, whatever. He's kind of a throw-in. And you took back some money that you really didn't want to. But $3 million for Korpisalo. Goalie Bob, man. You got to believe in Goalie Bob. That's who I'm... my eggs are in Goalie Bob's basket.
I was going to say, now think of it this way, too. Because remember how Linus Ullmark looked in Buffalo? If you can do half of to Korpisalo to what you did to Linus Ullmark,
mm-hmm.
I mean, give it a year, and that's an asset that you can flip.
Imagine he has like a 9-18 up until the trade deadline. Do you just move him then?
I mean, depends. I think Bussy will clear waivers at the beginning of the season because he has no NHL games. People forget that. Brandon Bussy has yet to play an NHL game, and we want to just anoint him as a guy who can make 30 starts. Like, he might be ready. He might be. Keyword is might. What if he's not? What if you give him 4 games and he goes 2-2, save percentage of 876, goals against 372? Is that what you want for your backup with no plan B?
Right. And that's why I thought even if they did make this trade without Korpisalo, that we were bringing in a vet. By the way, Tommy, hell yeah, brother. Omar did us a favor by nixing the Kings trade. This is way better. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you're not wrong in that. That's a genuine, like, yeah, exactly.
And you could still do a deal with LA. Like, their goaltending tandem of Kemper and Rittich is not, let's just say they're not all-star guys. And Korpisalo played very well in LA. It was a system that worked for him, and they were interested in extension. So for them, even if you eat a little bit of salary for the next 4 years on Korpisalo, like, okay, so he's $3 million right now. You retain 50%. You keep 1.5 on your books. Is it pretty to do? No, but
it's the same as a buyout.
I was going to say,
the same as a buyout.
Look at what Minnesota has put up with, and they've still been competitive. I think you'll manage.
Yeah.
Especially with the influx of young talent that you have coming in the roster. Poitras's on an ELCO. What? Hopefully, yeah. Well, Poitras's on an ELC. You've got Lohrei on an ELC. You know, you got Beecher still with a little bit of ELC term left. So, like, it's not the end of the world to hold 1.5 for 3 to 4 years. It's doable. Yeah. And it's so much more enticing for LA because they don't have the cap space. And I wonder if that's how you get your left shot D.
I'm going to jump over to cap friendly while I still can again.
I'm trying to get used to Puckpedia now.
Yeah, I probably should, but
I'm doing my best every once in a while. I'll still by default type in cap friendly. I'm like, no. To me, it is dead already. Otherwise, I'll never get used to it.
If you're talking a Kings trade, who are you trying to get on the left side from them? Gavrikov? I don't see anybody else that would be moving. And by the way, again, this actually, a lot of people's concerns with the Chychrun stuff is like, we're really going to spend $4 million or whatever his 4.6, whatever his is. It's going to drop Lohrei down. It's an expensive. If you manage to get some guy at like 2.5 that you thought could square up in the top 4 in a pinch, then you could feel good about Lohrei's chances this year to play big minutes. I still think it's really risky to go into the season with Lohrei expected to play top 4 minutes, but.
Oh yeah, no, expecting him to play it is I think a very high level of expectation.
It's actually the same. The Bussy one is the same conversation. It's just we've seen be successful in moments.
Right. And I'm just I don't like the idea of going, okay, Mason, here's 23 minutes a night. Good luck.
Right. Now look, if he can handle it.
Well, I was gonna say he's more likely to be able to handle it than Bussy because we've seen him in those spurts, but he's also more likely to cause turnovers and have problems. So I don't know.
That is not an Ekholm Preds sweater. It is that is the Mustard Cat that is signed by Vokun, which I don't have a lot of signed jerseys because I don't like signed jerseys. But when I bought it, he was like, yeah, by the way, I didn't tell you this, but there's a signature on it. I was like, okay, great, thanks.
I have a Hurricanes one signed by Noah Hannafin.
Nice. That guy's bounced around a bit, eh?
A little bit. I'm just trying. I'm looking too, just to see. I wonder. I'm just looking to see because I do think you could get a left shot D-man for Korpisalo with money retained, not necessarily a high end one. like
gotta find a
crazy
partner.
high end. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. The
What
only. No, go ahead.
Ben Hutton out of Vegas. 31 years old, left shot, 6'3", 201. He's got this year and the 2025-26 season under his belt, under contract, and he's only going to be $975,000.
I mean, what role does he play on the team? I don't know enough about Hutton.
He is, let's see, last year he played 41 games, had 10 points, 17 PIMs. Average time on ice about 14 and a half minutes. So, he'd be probably that third guy.
Yeah, third pairing guy. Squeaky, I get you. It's not that bad. It's not fun. One of the biggest bummers is you don't know anymore that the Bruins have this great advantage in net. Like, that's just not a factual statement anymore.
For 30 games.
For 30 games.
You're going to have the advantage for 40 some odd.
Well, no, but the conversation still is like you could start Ullmark for 45, 50 games if you want to. You could also start Swayman that.
Yeah.
One of the biggest parts of that advantage is you can rest a player when they're not doing well. But like Swayman doesn't really he goes into the season knowing like if I falter, we're kind of fucked. Like I gotta play. And Swayman wants to play. Like that's not gonna be a problem for him. But
no.
There is no longer that massive advantage of we can roll either one out. If one tweaks something, one doesn't feel good, So does this mean Jake is coming back? God, I hope so.
I don't think so. I think they're too far apart.
I think they are, but God, I hope so.
That being said, I think Jake DeBrusk's camp swung back around to the Bruins, kind of like Tyler Bertuzzi's did, but they're gonna hit free agency. They'll come back, and Sweeney will probably lower the offer even more.
I don't know about that. The thing is, Sweeney typically knows something we don't, Jeff. He typically does. I mean, I know he gets a lot of flack, but I actually have a lot of faith in Sweeney, especially the longer you do YouTube channel stuff, start reporting on teams, you start to pay a little more attention to what other teams' GMs do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty happy to have a top 10 GM in the league. I really think Sweeney's that.
Yeah, I mean, people are overreacting to this deal because they were, I don't want to say sold on something, but it really felt like an Ullmark extension was going to happen, and then it didn't. And so you had a guy who went from extremely high value. I mean, think about it. He's a 30-year-old Vezina winning goaltender, 2 years removed from the trophy, in which he posted 40 wins, a goals against average of under 2, and a 930 something save percentage for 40 games.
And even more impressive, he looked good, not world beater, but he looked solid in Buffalo.
He looked
like that guy was strong no matter where he went.
And here's the other thing too: is look at his games played over his career. He's still under 300 games played. He has almost half as many games played as Jacob Markstrom does.
Yeah.
And so when you factor all that in, if you had a 5-year extension for Ullmark in place, his value is unlike any other goaltender who's ever been traded. Because I had someone try to throw a few names at me the other day on Twitter when I pointed that out, and they tried to throw Kemper the first time, which he was traded when he was like 22, 3 seasons into the league. They tried to throw Marc-Andre Fleury at me, and he had just lost a job in Pittsburgh, wasn't even traded to Vegas. And then when Vegas traded him to Chicago, he was way overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
They dumped him.
Yeah.
And they just brought in Robin Lehner too.
Yeah. That whole situation got weird.
Oh yeah.
I know this isn't likely, but what about is it an option? But what? I'm getting confused. Can Korpisalo get sent down? He absolutely can get sent down. He has a modified no trade clause. That's, I believe, 10 teams. If you send him down at the current rate, I don't think retainment affects this. I think you end up paying him 1.8 against the cap instead of the 3.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's like 1.2 off or something.
I think you can save up. You can stash up to 1.5 on a contract down in the minors or something.
Oh, is
something
it that high now? Maybe it's something along those lines. So yes, you could have a Who did we do this with somewhat recently? That got stashed down there that was still costing a
Kincaid. No, he didn't have a high enough
Kincaid.
contract.
Who
Oh, we
was
did it with John Moore.
John Moore. Thank you. God, I forgot about John Moore.
How do we forget about John Moore?
And we were all like, "Yeah, there's $1 million coming off the books when his contract
Oh,
goes
yeah,
up." You're like,
Dylan got it right too. We did it with Chris Wagner.
"Oh
in.
yeah,
We didn't send Backus to Providence.
fucking Bolesky, you get out of here, Samu. You get out of here. You know what you're doing."
PTSD. But you know what? That also makes me know that we're not going to be in on a guy like Reinhardt or Gensel, like some large name.
Which we already knew. Like, that was, yeah. No, Shield, I'm hoping for the trade. I'm hoping we use it to get a top 6 guy. Problem is, I don't know if that deal exists. Either way, again, I'll say it. Olmark for a first-round pick, 25th or not, I'm super jazzed about. I'm really glad. I just hate that we had to take Korpisalo back. But, like, a 1-year rental of Olmark for a first-rounder? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we didn't go farther in the playoffs. The pick would have been worse. Fucking whatever.
Oh, you had to go that far, didn't you?
That hurt my own feelings.
Oh, man. Ouch.
Another bridge year incoming. I mean, that was always a possibility, but I'm not saying that yet.
I mean, look at the results of this past bridge year. Though.
Oh, yeah. If a bridge year is second round of playoffs, I'll take that all day.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, last year, everyone was going bridge year, wild card, maybe a first, second round exit. And I don't know. Going into last season, even ask Andrew the next time you talk to him. I said they're gonna make some noise. They're gonna win the division, and I lost that bet on the last day of the fucking season.
Yeah,
I'll take that though. That's a dollar. I don't care. I lost.
Yeah, dude, I made the best bet. Well, not even a bet, but I made the best prediction I'll ever have in my lifetime. I said that Detroit would miss the playoffs on the last day of their season, and boy, did they.
Yes,
boy, did they.
I remember that. Yes,
it's the greatest prediction I will ever have in my life,
and it was spot fucking on.
Yep. There's a weaker draft this year, so hopefully they swing it in a deal for scoring. Yeah, I honestly I don't know enough about the first round. We don't have a pick till the 4th. It didn't have a pick till the 4th, so I was like, "Fine, what do I care?" Probably not a good way to stay in touch.
I think people are looking at it too negatively. You got back into the first round. You didn't have a pick until the 4th round.
And I know we love Olmark, but a goaltender rental. He's a goalie rental.
Right. And what if Bussy doesn't work? What if DiPietro doesn't make it to the next level? Like, at least you have a guy who likely can be your backup for the next 4 years.
Could the Brewers retain another 25% to flip Korpisalo for a second or third round pick?
They can actually retain up to 50% still.
Yeah, they could. I don't know why. I wouldn't really want to spend $1 million for the next 4 seasons for a second round or third. For a second round pick, I probably would. Third round pick, I'm getting a little iffy. What's up, Young Pine Cone 420?
Ooh, you know what? You know who might need a who do they have?
The Oilers?
No. Well, maybe. No, Vancouver.
I predicted Ryan Danton would score the first goal in Kraken history. That's my greatest accomplishment in life.
Oh, Ryan Donato. Yeah, I remember when he made that prediction.
That took me a second to loop around to that, but yeah.
I remember when he made that prediction. Kevin, you were spot on that one.
Yeah. No, that is Kevin. Holy shit. Kevin, what's up, dude? I feel like I haven't actually known I was talking to you in forever. You might have been in chats before.
No, I'm looking at Vancouver's roster. They don't have DeSmith is a free agent, and Artur Chilovs is an RFA.
So they don't have a backup, is what you're saying.
They don't have a backup behind Demko. Do I think they'll get Chilovs re-signed? Yeah, he's an RFA, but at the same time, I think he's waiver exempt still.
Yeah, I think they love Chilovs though. I think they really like that guy.
Yeah, but we've seen you have to go 3 deep in goal now.
Do you?
I mean, pretty much.
Well, I guess if you're Vancouver, you do, because all 3 of your goaltenders got injured.
Most teams need to go 3 deep. I mean, think about that. I'm just trying to see if he's waiver eligible. And I don't know how to do that yet on Puckpedia.
Wonder if taking on the Corpusalo money means more money comes off the books. Another roster player traded. I have the expectation that another guy is going to get moved. I don't think it's out of necessity. I think that there's a couple hockey deals they're looking to make.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no.
I think Trent Frederick might legitimately be.
Freddie's the one I have my eye on. I think he might be on his way out.
But Sweeney values the fuck out of Frederick. So I don't think he's moving him for anything other than a deal he likes, like really likes. I am doing well, man, for the most part. I have a dentist to visit. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow for the first time. I haven't had health insurance or dental insurance in my adult life. I'm going for the first time in a very long time, and I am terrified. Completely terrified.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
The first time I went after a couple years was this past December, and that started a health spout issue of 6-month proportion.
That sounds
it
enjoyable.
Has not been fun.
Wow, Swayman, Corpusalo, DiPietro, or Bussy. You could do worse.
Absolutely. And I would say that I would argue that that's 4 deep.
Yeah, well, you could argue that if those guys pan out.
Yeah. Well, I mean but that's the thing is that's why you get Corpusalo because you don't know. Ooh, good.
First and Freddie for Draisaitl. God, you know we need so much more. Do you floss though? What do I look like? Not a guy who flosses. I don't look like a guy who flosses.
What's this?
We haven't cleared up any cap space. Technically, we've cleared up $2 million. No. Well, actually, technically, yeah, because what's his face? He gets sent down. I already forgot the name of the fourth liner we grabbed.
Yeah. I wonder if that means Maroon and Brazeau are maybe they're thinking Brazeau on the third line now.
Well, Maroon's gone, I'm sure.
Maroon is gone.
And Sweeney never, not Sweeney, Monty never really started to trust Beecher fully. Nor did he trust Boquist fully. So it makes sense that he wanted to, holy shit, what a shot. Wanted to upgrade in that 4C position.
Yep, right here. Kevin's got a classic or something. Yeah. I also think that the benefit of bringing someone like that in too is it's going to help. I mean, we hear every camp, internal competition.
Yeah.
Every camp we hear that. And I truly think that, especially in my conversations with Dom, Trevor Kuntar is someone to watch out for going into this season. You could very easily see Kuntar, Beecher, Brazeau on the fourth line, Boquist in there. Honestly, you could even see Brazeau moved. He's increased his value enough that you could get a 4th round pick for him.
Castellic, that's it. Thank you. Dude's a Bruin through and through. People are gonna love him. Nice. Oh yeah, he is a big dude. Oh, time check. That's a great idea. I am at 18:10.
You're only about 3 seconds ahead of me, so I'm not that worried about it.
As long as everyone feels good about and remember when my YouTube channel has a delay on it, so I say that and I don't. There's a delay for you actually hearing it by like 20 seconds. Speaking to the chat.
I don't think it's as bad through the restream as it is through OBS, to be honest.
Yeah.
From what I've noticed.
This thing's pretty neat. I might jump on this because it gives a lot of options that look like they're easy to use.
We can go over a few things after. I can give you some pointers and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are what we call off-air conversations.
Yeah, right. Bruins have such a strong bottom 6. I actually can't think of what the starting lineup would be come October. You're not wrong. There's probably 9 guys in the mix there, and that's not counting Liesel, who's trying to force his way into the top 6. God, it makes the job harder for guys like Merkulov. Kuntar is going to have a much harder time trying to get minutes now. And this was supposed to be a year Kuntar was really going to push for that fourth line role.
I think he still will. I really do.
Oh, I expect him to have a hell of a camp.
No, I genuinely think he could crack into the lineup.
Yeah.
He's.
I'm not very high on Kuntar, but he's energy, man. He's got it.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is you want the heart of Kuntar in the skill level of Liesel.
So Marchand.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I want
you know,
another Martian
with another 4 inches to his height.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Although Lee Sal can skate better than Martian, especially now, but even when he was younger.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see.
He's just not. It's funny. He can skate better than Martian, but he's not as evasive.
It's funny
Which-
now. Now I
weird
think everyone has calmed down a little bit from the trade, and they're going, well, maybe they can trade Corpusalo again. The immediate reaction was just hellfire and brimstone.
Is no one willing to say they want to keep Corpusalo? You can't call that. Dude's sliding for 15 feet.
You know
You
what? Though?
can't call that.
Oh no, that's a brutal call. I was going to say
7? I mean, fuck Kachuk. Don't get me wrong. But what? Yeah, Riley Duran, Leonard Larson in there. He's got the names.
yes, they did do it with Martin Jones, but Martin Jones had a little bit more trade value at the flip.
Which is an amazing thing to say out loud. An
But
amazing thing.
you know what, though?
fucking Jones.
If you look at Corpusalo in his game, like he could do very well in this system.
You can't undervalue. Look, I'm going to believe in him because I have to. You cannot undervalue how unbelievably bad he was last year. It was not just
but
the
if you-
Senators. He was.
But if you look at the Senators and what they put on the ice in front of them, that was absolute garbage.
It was bad. Don't get me wrong. But advanced analytics tells a story that the goaltending cost them a ton of games.
Absolutely.
But even just the eye test, dude, Corpusalo was weak.
Keep two things in mind along with this one major point in mind with that too. Remember Linus Ullmark's first year in Boston?
Sort of.
It was a bit shaky. Everybody looked at him and went, "We got this. We signed him for how much? We're fucked."
Was it really that bad? I don't remember it being
That was
bad.
the reaction.
I don't have a great memory though.
If you go back and look, I
going.
guarantee you, people were upset at his first season.
I have to go over Ottawa's page. They've already updated it.
Oh, for Linus?
Yeah, this is bullshit. Makes me sad. And I'm missing a power play right now. Not actually. He had 917. 245 goals allowed average. I don't know. He was bad in the playoffs, though. So
Right, but if you go back and look at the game breakdown, look how he started the season.
oh my God, the net was there. Oh my God, the net was there. Sorry, I've got my brain going in 3 different directions right now.
That's what we do with hockey. That's our. It's like ADD, but it's called hockey brain.
Wait, David's so fucking scary.
Oh my god, I want to just see him knife through. Oh man, so close. I really get the feeling that this game is going to go to double overtime. And in the second overtime, you're going to see McDavid just go, "We're really not doing this all night. Fuck this."
Yeah.
Go end to end and just bar down ski the same way Lori did when he shook off Pasta and just end it.
Okay, so this is how Ullmark started his first season with Boston. A 972 in his first game, and then an 885 against the Sharks the next one. 885 in the next one. 943 in the one after that one. 886, 821, and then he starts a string of 900s. But yeah, I guess that first 2 weeks, people were like, what the fuck?
But remember,
He either plays lights out or nothing.
If you remember, because I remember talking to Dom and actually Kevin, Kevin and I were still doing our show together, and we were preaching patience with him because he was still moving his family over from Buffalo.
I mean, a goal in a new system too. You have to.
Completely new system.
God, that was close.
Like,
I will preach the same patience for Corpusalo too. By the way,
absolutely, I think you have to. Oh man, you know what? Bob's not giving up rebounds this game.
Yeah, Bob's actually looking all right.
He's looking on point. A lot of Edmonton fans in Florida, though. Oh man, yes. That's a good way of looking at it. Pasta was a 25th overall pick. Now, granted, he's the exception. Go back and look at the last like 20, 25th overall pick.
No. Dylan's right. Next Pasta incoming. Hell yeah.
I'll take it.
Corby is going to be such a scapegoat if we keep him. Absolutely. I'm going to blame him for games he doesn't even play in.
Yep. Kevin even says, I was over the moon when they signed Allmark. I know the short shift boys were too. We all knew what we had the potential for in Allmark. And if you go back and look at some of Korpisalo's footage from when he was with Columbus, he's got a high ceiling.
Do you know I get this comment on every single video since that game? It's my favorite play of the playoffs by far. Is Laura, I look it up, seeing Pasternak with a wide open backdoor tap in and seeing an inch of space above Bob's right shoulder and going, oh yeah, give me that dime. Boom.
He looks at Pasta and he goes, nah, man, I got this. But then he fucking
I'm the superstar now, buddy.
Yeah,
it's
he goes,
all me.
My favorite part about it was he fucking nailed it.
He did. Had he missed it, we would have crucified the guy.
Oh, he put the right emphasis on it.
Yep. Nobody dad corpse to the trade. I think there's a few things that went into that. I think to get the first, they had to do it.
I think that's how you got the first.
And I disagree that, like, I don't like that part of the trade, so I'm not trying to defend it.
No.
But this was a do your best with the situation kind of thing. I really do believe that there was not a deal on the table from any team that included a top 6 winger or center, like a top 6 forward at all.
From a top 6? No, absolutely not. Now, this obviously disintegrated from what I had heard from the original discussions because, and a lot of it, all of it hindered on the extension. I got to make that extremely clear because the extension was what was boosting the value of the trade. Now, multiple people who I've talked to have confirmed that original conversations started and then fell apart after the Ottawa-Philly talks fell apart. So originally, we weren't supposed to get 25th overall.
Originally there was a forward from Philly that was part of the package.
We were supposed to get the 12th overall.
Oh, I heard that there was a forward from Philly that was on the table, but there was no draft picks coming our way.
No, it was supposed to be Philly wanted to move up to 7, and they were going to use 12 to do it. 12 and a couple other pieces were going to go to Ottawa. Ottawa was going to package 12 and Chikrin, and that was it. Just those 2 pieces.
Interesting. Yeah, we heard different things.
Obviously,
neither one of them came true.
Exactly. Obviously, though, Philly kind of backed away because they were like, we want Demidov. And if he's not available, we don't care to move up that much.
Yeah.
So it completely fell apart.
Vendetta, you can look at it like that. Still a good trade if Ullmark was going to free agency no matter what. So he was going to free agency in a year. We still have one more year of him. But if you were worried about making a move immediately, then you could be happy with getting that back in the first round and see what you can do with Corky.
You got a young forward with RFA rights who can win faceoffs and is defensively decent, big body, physical. You got at minimum a number 2 netminder for only $3 million.
I would say at maximum a number 2 netminder.
Sorry, at maximum.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. But still, for only $3 million as the cap keeps going up, that $3 million is going to look like $1.5 million right now.
Yeah, as long as he can play.
Right. But for now, let's assume he can play.
Yeah. So this is the thing, is you have to assume positives about certain aspects of this, which I think is why people struggle, because Bruins fans can't fucking be positive. That's not true. But they struggle with it. And I know because I'm a Bruins fan.
And you got a 3rd round. You got 3 assets for a guy who's going to not only be a unrestricted free agent in a year, you also were going to be devaluing that same player over the course of the year. Because even if Ullmark stayed, you were only playing him 30 to 35 games.
Yeah.
So you alone were going to trash his value.
Yeah.
Dylan, I don't think Ullmark is extending in Ottawa. I really don't.
Here's an interesting one. We haven't talked a lot about the buyout possibility, but I think because they retained money, I think that kind of tells you that they're not really planning on doing a buyout.
Well, it
Because-
helps the buyout for both sides because now neither team is porked as bad.
Yeah.
So now, and it's also kind of a brunt, like we take a bigger brunt of the hit of a buyout because he was already a buyout candidate. So the way the buyout works, I'm trying to get back to it because I just had it.
It's what is it? 300 something thousand, 625,000, 1.3 million, 1.75 million.
The first year, Boston gets hit with $250K against the cap, and Ottawa gets hit with $83,333.
Okay.
The second year, Boston gets hit with $625K, Ottawa with $206,333 again. Third year, 1.375 for Boston, 458. What's that?
I was nailing it so far.
Yeah, 485K, 333 for Ottawa. The next year, the fourth year is going to be
worst year. Yeah.
1.75 for Boston, 583,333 for Ottawa. That's not
4
that
years
bad.
of 1 million.
4 years, that's not bad. And then 1 million for each year after that for 4 years.
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but again, the best case scenario is you try to see what he can do behind this defense.
Oh yeah.
And if he does well, you can just move him again. Now that is a risk there though, but you're making the biggest risk this franchise can make right now. These two moves, Ullmark going out and Swayman getting a huge extension.
There is another option too. A team that has been rumored in trade talks. I don't think it's going to happen, but we have heard UC Saros' name thrown around a bunch, especially when it comes to a team like Toronto. If they move Saros, they don't have a number 2 to go with Askarov.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. There's no value coming back on that, I assume. I think
not a bunch, but like what, 1-for-1 for Jeremy Lauzon, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of piece you're getting. It's not a break the bank move if you flip Korpisalo by any stretch.
Yeah, this one is one I'm seeing a lot of. I would have rather gotten Pinto.
Pinto was a Jody. No-starter.
Unfortunately, that was an absolute no-starter for them.
They asked, don't get me wrong. For everybody who wants Pinto, know that Don Sweeney started with Shane Pinto and Ottawa said, fuck no.
Yeah.
So he tried. It was just never going to happen.
It was a fun conversation to have, though.
Yeah, sure.
They're an injury from missing the playoffs. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. You're not wrong.
Yeah, but you could also make the case that they were last year, too, because we didn't know if Ullmark went down. We didn't know if Swayman could take on the full load for 2 months of the season.
Yeah, I would say it's a little different because of how well.
Felt like he could.
Yeah.
And I truly believe he could have, but we weren't positive.
The thing is, right now, you can also say that, or last year you could say you're an injury from missing the playoffs because if Pasta got hurt.
Yep.
That was it for this team. Absolutely it for this team.
That was atrocious. That would have been atrocious.
Yeah.
Of course, same thing this year.
Same thing this year.
You are.
I see the frustration from people that just like, why can we not, like, why did we not focus on the forwards? And I literally just think this was the best deal they could find.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind this was the best deal that you could find, especially because of the extension. You have to remember, extension.
What if it was Ullmark for Norris 1-for-1? They weren't moving Norris either in it. Not for that trade, at least.
No, again, no term for Ullmark.
Yeah, they weren't interested. Will they keep their first round draft pick this time or flip it? I have no idea. I honestly think there is something else. I think it's a free agent, but something else on the table.
This deal just gives me the feeling that like there's another part of the puzzle that's already finished, or like the handshake deal that is going to make this make a little more sense, but that's just speculation. What could we expect from Kasterlik? Do you just want to take that, Chris?
I don't know enough about him. All I know is he's a big body, centerman, bottom six kind of guy. Physical, he's gone up against Arbor Jacki in fights before, so he'll take on anybody, which this team fucking needs.
Yeah,
and
he wins a ton of faceoffs.
And he wins faceoffs, so and it also helps create bottom six internal competition. I'm not going to complain about that.
He's a throw-in. He's a guy that if you're like complaining about that portion, which I don't think this question is, but if you're complaining about that portion, then you're just finding something to complain about. Complain about Korpisalo like a normal person.
Basically, he's the equivalent of going, all right, fine, to close the deal, we'll throw you a 5th round pick.
Will Swayman playing 60-plus games increase the likelihood of an injury? Nobody really knows how Swayman might hold up for a full season. He's used to alternating and being kept fresh. It's absolutely part of the risk. He's not playing 60-plus games. Sorry, in the regular season, he's not playing 60-plus games. I do not think the team is interested in doing that.
I would put his over-under at 55.5.
Yeah, I'd probably do like 57 is where I'd probably put that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good over-under.
It also depends on if Korpisalo is your number 2. If you keep Korpisalo and he's your number 2, you want to get 35 starts out of him.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I have a lot of faith in our defense, but boy, the transition defense
Chikrin would have helped.
Was scary.
Chikrin would have helped a lot.
Oh, these fans are about to get fucking livid. The tough tripping call on Tkachuk, and then he just gets up. No arm, nothing.
Hey, let's not act like Florida hasn't gotten a call this playoff.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But if I was at the game, if I was a Panthers fan, I'd be screaming.
Or Korpisalo is a number 2, all right. Yeah, so far.
Look at this one. A lot of times, Sweetie's stupid decisions actually kind of play out well. That probably means they're not stupid decisions.
Yeah, if it works, does that by definition mean it's not stupid?
Yeah.
I mean, and here's the other thing too. You got to remember. I mean, how were you reacting? I want people to put themselves in the mindset of July 1 last year. You see, Boston makes a signing. James Van Riemsdyk, $1 million. Milan Lucic, $1 million. Kevin Shattenkirk, $1 million. How are you feeling when you see those names come across the board? Morgan Geekie for 2.5.
I was excited about 3 out of those 4. Genuinely, 3 out of the 4. The only one I didn't like was the Lucic one.
But he looked pretty good.
He did. When he was playing, he did.
He looked good. So, overall, they weren't earth-shattering moves.
No.
But you know what? They fucking worked.
Yeah. I mean, the team wasn't a juggernaut. They weren't a true contender, but they literally couldn't have been last year. We went all in the year before, and it didn't work out.
The Bruins are the most difficult team they've played this playoff.
Up until the final.
No, he even said, including Edmonton. Boston's been the most physical team. He said if we played them again in another series, we would probably lose.
I do find it odd that, yeah, I mean, if the officiating had been a little different, I think the series would have been closer.
Oh, for sure. But if that goal gets called correctly,
there's at least a chance the Bruins win that game.
They go to Game 7.
Whoa! He just called him a diver and didn't call embellishment. You see the ref there?
Oh my god! He just
what the fuck, dude? Call it then.
Either he dove and it's a penalty for diving, or he got tripped and it's not a penalty for diving. But they aren't letting him play.
Refs are terrible. No, but a lot of people throughout the year said that the Bruins weren't physical. They weren't tough. I just don't know. After that Panther series too, like
holy shit,
fought their asses off.
Do you see this counting clock of offensive zone time? It is dead even.
Yeah, this is a good game so far.
I'm telling you, man. I think it goes to double OT.
I'd be pretty cool with that. I don't know if I could stream the whole time for that.
I probably couldn't, although it wouldn't be the longest stream live I've done.
Sweeney got geeky just for low qual. Fuck off.
I saw that one.
I was such a huge geeky fan, and then he's gonna look so good on the third line.
Oh my god, I so badly want Freddie, Poitras, and Geeky on that third line.
No, I want Poitras to be in a position to. Well,
For-
I guess he
for
has to be at the
this
3C. The problem I have there is like you're not moving Poitras to the wing. You can't.
No. I
development
want
has
him
to
in
be
the
there.
middle between those those guys.
Yeah, but Geeky in the offensive zone is just such a black hole.
No, ironically, Freddie's your goal scorer on that line. But it's too
All right.
big.
Well, now I feel worse about the season. Oh my god! Oh my god! Get the puck out of the.
Oh, you gotta hold that.
Either that or the defenseman has to clear that out. They can't just bumble it in front of the net.
Last game that was going the other way for a goal.
Holy smokes. That is right, Jody. The most important thing is they got a round 1 pick. That was what was important out of this deal.
Yeah, I think too many people are trying to look negative. Oh! I just saw it. Yeah.
Oh!
David's got it right. This right here. Oh.
What the fuck just happened?
What David said.
Holy shit.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time, though.
That's a backbreaker. Holy.
Edmonton can still do this.
No, they certainly can, but what a turn.
Kulikov almost put it in his own net.
Dude, he's got to have that. Skinner has to have that. He can see it the whole way.
Oh, my God.
Low glove. You got to have that.
Did you see that one corner down? The replay of it? Right over Skinner's glove.
Yeah. Oh, was it over it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Bardowski. And yes, Lorai definitely learned a ton from the playoffs. I would love to see him paired with Carlo next season. So you have Lindholm McAvoy as your top pair. You can always
don't have a choice at this point. Well, I guess you could do Lorai Mac, but he has to be in the top 4 right now.
I would go Lorai Carlo. They just seem to complement each other a little bit better to play freely. Then you got the 2 strong two-way guys in Lindholm and McAvoy. You can always go back to Lindholm and Carlo in a pinch for a PK. Oh my God.
The wheels are about to come off here.
Skinner's the one who's rattled now. He's been nails in elimination games until this one.
So we're sending Korpisalo to Edmonton. That'll be icing.
Yep. That'll go down.
Yeah, only Reinhardt's second of the series. That's something. Wow. I honestly feel we could have gotten more, but I trust Sweeney. I don't think it's the end of the. Yeah.
I don't think we could have gotten more.
But either way,
without an extension, I don't think we could have.
We're not in the room, so we don't know, right? But even if you are of the sense that, like, God, I feel like we could have squeezed more value out of there, because I feel like we could have. I feel like we could have gotten a little more value out of that, but it's super reasonable. All right, not the end of the world, not the end of the let's just see what happens next. Rather than crush, like, everyone's going to freak out about this for a couple of days, and then,
You know what's going to end up happening is he's going to end up having, like, back-to-back shutties to start his Bruins career, and everyone's going to be like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, this guy's the new Swayman.
Trade Swayman. Swayman's costing us 8.5. What are we doing with him when we got Korpisalo for 3?
Yeah. No, but everyone played for a couple of days, and then, they'll calm down.
Oh, man. It You also didn't send Omar to someone who was as close to winning the cup as you or closer. I also consider that a win.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is
'Cause
such a good hockey game.
even
I'm
even
so
with Altmark, I don't think Ottawa's making the playoffs next year. At best, they're a wild card team. But look at the rest of the Atlantic. They might finish fifth.
yeah.
Do we have another hot start to the season? I got to look at the schedule when it comes out and see. I think our opponents will dictate that more.
Yeah, honestly, people forget that first 10 games was against mostly bottom dwellers. It did set the tone for the whole season, though, because we basically won all of those and then played 500 hockey for 4 months, and we're still number one in the division.
Right. I can't. I'm pissed that I lost that bet on the last day of the season. Trevor says, I'm not mad at Corpusalo coming over. I figured he would. I think the Bruins needed a backup, but not getting Chychrun sucks. See, the name I had been hearing was Forsberg. I had heard Forsberg might be part of the return.
So Chychrun as a return was us on acid. No, Chychrun as a return was us with Olmark getting an extension and then going over. Or a handshake deal for an extension.
Yeah.
That was the Chychrun deal, is if an extension was technically in place.
Right. And I really, because they could have filed it, had the league say it's not July 1st yet, we're not accepting it. And then the next day, July 1st, refiled it. Like, or if he was willing to move the no trade clause, you could have had him sign the extension with Boston on July 1 and then trade him with the extension July 1.
Yeah.
So that tells me they weren't close on the extension.
It's actually all you guys' fault. You wanted the trade to happen sooner rather than later. Got to blame the fans for that one.
Yeah. Can we just get it done? Well, this is what happens.
When I say you guys, I mean me too.
Hey, I was trying to be patient. I stayed off of Twitter for most of the day today because I just didn't want to deal with it. I haven't gone on any Discords or anything like that. Like,
yeah. Someone says they could have held on to Olmark and looked for a trade next season. Teams fling first rounder all the time before the playoffs. That's how Boston lost their coveted number 25 that just got back. Yes, but you are risking losing Olmark for nothing at that point because you still have to work around his list of no trade teams.
And you also devalue the asset yourself by not playing him 45 games.
Yeah, if he's having a worse season, especially, then I mean, his history is at this point nice enough where if he's got less than half the starts, people are probably still pretty jazzed about that. But no, I think you're risking a lot by taking it to there. I wasn't against doing it, but there is an inherent risk to it.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting their forecheck going too. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Edmonton needs this period break to just get here.
Yeah. You get through the last 2 minutes, you still have a chance here.
Be nice if they can put one past Bobrovsky before the period break, but I don't see that happening.
I'm just eating asparagus on stream. I feel like a pig.
I've got water. Of course, I feel like I could use something a little stronger at this point.
Fucking same. I got no alcohol in this house. I think I got some Trulies in the fridge, which I'm gonna grab one. We don't drink a lot of alcohol in my house anymore.
Yeah.
I've
cut back a lot too.
When is the draft? The 28th.
Friday. It's Friday. It's in 4 days.
Is by the way, anybody in the chat going to be at development camp?
Oh, I found out I go back to work on the 8th, so I'll be able to go to dev camp.
Cool.
I just got to get the schedule for it.
Have they yeah, they haven't released the actual times yet. They haven't released the roster yet.
No, they haven't actually.
I'm really interested to see who's going to be there because obviously I don't think I don't know how people age out of this, but I don't think Liesel's going to be there. And there's a couple guys that I think are going to be like they're just going to show up for the actual training camp before the season.
I don't know if Liesel qualifies for it. That's
exactly. I'm not sure what the qualifications are.
I'll know tomorrow. I'll ask Dom on our stream tomorrow.
Yeah, he knows everything.
Dom and I are going live tomorrow.
Oh yeah, obviously all of Chris's stuff is in the title there, his little face thing, everyone. So he
Right
does other podcasts and I talked a ton about Dom Tiano the other day, who does an excellent job tracking the prospects for the Bruins. It's just such excellent information.
Yeah.
Year round too. He's awesome.
He and I are going over a lot of that stuff, so I'm not taking it away from him or anything like that, but
You're jumping in on that side of stuff.
I'm jumping in on that side of stuff.
Nice.
Last year I got some credentials for Springfield Thunderbirds, which is
Nice.
the Blues. I'm going to try and get some for some of the local NCAA. I'm up here in Mass, so I got, I want to try and get out to see what's his name over at Amherst.
Lamels. Yeah.
I want to try and see him.
My favorite prospect.
Oh yeah.
Not our best prospect, but my favorite.
And then I got, BC's not that far. BU's, I can be there within an hour and a half with traffic. No, actually, Fletcher, you don't. You don't have to pay to go to
Totally
Denver.
open to the public.
Sorry, hold on. You have to pay for parking.
Oh, there you go.
It's Boston, so
Expensive.
bring like $50.
So this will be the first development camp I get to go to, so I don't know all the ins and outs, but I'm pretty pumped, and I'm sure there's gonna be people there that help show me exactly what's going on.
When you get up, I'm guessing you're staying in the Boston area?
Yeah. I'll be, I think, 15 minutes from Warrior, something like that.
What are you in Boston? Or are you?
I have no idea because my wonderful fiance loves to do all the travel stuff, and she just knows where I need to go every day for like 3 days in a row. So she's not going to completely fuck me over with that.
Is High Quality Fiance coming with you on the trip to enjoy the Boston area?
She's just using this as a vacation. She's like, great, I get to get on a plane. Absolutely. She makes a lot more money than I do, so she just any chance she gets to go out, yeah, she's gonna do it.
I don't blame her at all. I would tag along myself.
Dude, her work is grueling too, so she gets burnt out and off she goes.
There you go. Hey,
we are not getting Nachos. No, we are probably not getting Nachos.
We couldn't get Chikrin. We're not getting Nachos.
And ESPN Plus just crapped the bed again. Thank you for that. Admiral Autism, excellent name. Dude, UMass Amherst, 20 minutes from the house. You got it. Mel's is going to start, I believe, on the third line this year. But I bet he works his way into the top 6. It'll be his second season in the NCAA.
Yeah.
Second season on North American Ice.
Second season in, he should see a good jump overall. Let's see, 3. Wow, Draisaitl doesn't even have a shot on goal. Something's I think he's hurt right now.
Yeah, me too. Is everything I have just crashing? ESPN Plus is crashing.
Lovely.
Okay.
Lovely.
That was weird. Excellent. So let me know what happens in the last minute. Fucking. This is why I try not to pay for this shit.
15 seconds.
I will never criticize someone who illegally streams any professional sport at this point.
Icing with 6-2 left on Florida. 6.2 seconds left. I don't. You know what I miss? I miss NHL Game Center.
Yeah.
Like, they could have made bank on that if they had just kept it.
Yeah, that was solid.
Michael, I want to see Liesel when he comes into camp. Last year, he got called out by Ryan Mougenel down in Providence for kind of the attitude and last year in camp. I know he was recovering from the concussion, but you could see it in his body language where it was just that I don't need to be here. I'm better than this kind of attitude. And he clearly carried that over to the season. He got called out for that kind of thing from Mougenel, and he turned it around. So
he had a really solid end of the season before the concussion. Really solid.
I got to see what he comes in at camp looking like.
Oh, park and Stop and Shop and Walk. It's 2 blocks. Is that to Warrior?
Yes. There is a Stop and Shop, I believe, not too far from it.
Hell yeah.
But my understanding is Stop and Shop reserves the right to tow a car if they find out that they're not there for their shopping.
Oh, wait, I'm not renting a car. What am I even talking about? I'm just getting public transport.
I'm just fucking walking.
Yeah, what am I even saying?
You're like, I got a fucking Uber, man.
Yeah. I don't like driving through Boston.
No one likes doing it. You just deal with it.
What else do we got here? Jonathan Quick playing at UMass. Oh shit! I forgot Quick went to UMass.
I went when I was in, I think it was like 8th grade. We went to the Bean Pot, and you know who was the goalie for BC then? It was Corey Schneider.
Oh, the old Schneidmaster.
Oh man, I remember watching him in that Bean Pot tournament though, going like just watching him, and just like he was so good for BC that year.
Yeah, he had a weird career.
Yeah.
God, this is really making me feel old though, because
he's
career like past.
Well, he saw a lot of injuries.
He did.
So he ended his career he could still physically be playing if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Age-wise, he's not that much younger than me. Talk about a way to make your life feel like a failure. You see a whole bunch of people making that kind of money. Pasta's younger than me, fucking, and it's just like, oh, what have I done with my life?
Dude, I was talking to my buddy about this. He was, it's Slavin just signed the extension.
Yep.
Cheap too, 6.5. That's an awesome deal for them. And I said, man, at the end of that contract, you're gonna feel hella old. Like you've watched this guy from the beginning with the Canes. You're gonna feel so old. When Bergeron retired, that's when I went, oh shit.
Oh my God, yes.
I've been watching this guy for 20 years.
That one stung. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Hey, I'm gonna grab some liquid of some sort. I will be back shortly.
There are a couple guys that I wouldn't mind them taking a look at. It's younger guys or cheaper guys in free agency that I think can add a bit of value to the depth of the organization. I'll go over some of them, and then when he gets back, I'll see if he's heard of any. Most of them are ones that I've been doing some digging on. Let's see, with JVR Maroon gone, is Heinen out the door too? Heinen, I think you can get back fairly cheap. I think so, though. I think those are all guys that they move on from. But I know how much Monty loves Heinen. So I don't know if he has to be coming back. What Heinen gets paid. Heinen played himself into a decent raise. You were lucky he stuck around camp last year waiting to be signed. So are we welcoming you back?
Yeah. I would sign Heinen to a $3 million deal. No questions asked.
See, I would do it if you could get him for less. I think $3 million is too high, especially given the fact that now you don't have as much cap space from the Allmark deal.
Yeah, but also he played anywhere actually anywhere that you needed to. And you can put him for a game or two anywhere in that lineup and be like, okay.
I'll put it this way. If they sign him for $3 million for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep or cry over it, be upset. I'm not going to certainly react the way people have to this trade.
Yeah.
Burn the house down.
It's less about it being like, hey, is that great value? Is that a good deal for the... No, that's a fair deal for what he did and what he brings.
And if he's willing to take $1 million, this might set some people off, but if he's willing to take $1 million, I would bring JVR back too.
I'm pretty done with JVR.
Well, think about how much his game fell off when he lost 15 pounds because he got sick.
I didn't like his game before that. He had yes, the points of value, and it's crazy to say like I don't like him when he's one of the few bottom guys that score.
I'm not thrilled by him, but for $1 million, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, that's fine. I just think I would rather that spot go to like Merkulov or somebody else that's making a push
rather than continuously, which we've done this for a decade plus, just loading up on these aging vets in the bottom six. And you're like, can we see what the younger guy got? Can we do this for a second? Duclair, great answer. I definitely want to see Duclair come in.
Oh, shit. Matt Strom scored. Hershey has won the Calder Cup again.
Good for them, I guess.
That doesn't mean much to a lot of people, but just got that update. Figured I'd throw that out there. No, there's a couple. There's a couple guys that I think you could get for cheap that would help build. Worst case scenario, they help build out your AHL roster, but could make a push. There's a kid in the actually I think he was in the Thunderbird system. Will Bitten, he's a center. He's very good at draws. He scored 50 something points in the AHL last season. Youngster. He's a little on the shorter side, but at the same time, I mean, we've seen some good. I wouldn't go that high on Heinen.
3.5 feels a little bit of a stretch to me, but I understand. I get him. I get it.
3 would be my max.
I think 3 is my max too, but
will anyone get stuck in an elevator next year?
Yeah, me.
Probably some fans.
I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be me.
Yeah, going to dev camp.
Cameron, I'm gonna answer this real quick. The trade, not as bad as it's being made out to be, just could be. It just felt like it could have been more. It felt like it was
going to be more because the way everything was worded, it felt like there was an imminent extension. And it felt like they were closer than they were.
Boston Red Sox 49. Thank you so much. I will pet my dogs. And also my dog's winky face. Who do you think the Bruins will sign in free agency? I really hope they make a real push for Duclair. I know he was just mentioned earlier. I just really like the guy, and I don't think he's that expensive, and I think he adds a lot of talent to the middle six. So I'm hoping that there's a pursuit there. Lindholm is obviously still super high on their list. Chris, I don't know if you heard anything different, but
I think he is their number one target.
Which is, God, just don't give him $9 million. Like, what are we doing? Kevin LeBlanc from the Sharks, I would love to see a little bit of a run at. I think he can bring more value on a little more structured team. I've liked LeBlanc for years, and the Sharks don't even like LeBlanc, so I don't know what the fuck I'm smoking, but I like him. What do the names come to mind initially?
Oh, he's a winger, though.
LeBlanc, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't looking for him like a top 6 center. No, nothing like that.
No, I want to get a center first. First and foremost, like the number one priority at this point is the best center that you can get.
Which would be
the top 6 center. I don't know, but that's why I'm wording it that way. You've got to get the best center that you can get.
Yeah. Wenberg would be like an interesting guy, but I think he's looking for more money than we want to give. And I mean, we have Wenberg at home, you know, like he's a geeky type, in my opinion. He's a higher profile geeky type, I would say.
Yeah. And geeky is already a known commodity. Like, you know what you can get out of him. I feel like why add another geeky?
Yeah. Cameron, I feel like the option to get a left D fell apart when there was no extension in place. And I feel like the option to get center depth wasn't on the table with this deal. And they brought in Korpisalo to make sure that they could get that first from them. And they still got retainment out of it. I do think there's a little bit of hubris from Sweeney's part, saying that he thinks he can rehab Korpisalo back to what he was previously.
He only has to do half of that, though.
Huh?
He doesn't have to rehab him to what he used to be in full, even. Just some of it.
Hey, Echo, how are you? Yeah, no, you're not wrong. But I think it's a little bit of hubris there. I think Sweeney's, we've been so good with goaltending that Sweeney's like, we can make it work. What are your centers to start the year? My guess, authentically, is it's Lindholm, it's Coyle, Zaka moves to the wing, Patra is your 3C, and then whoever the hell, Beecher or Boquist or whoever in the fourth.
You know, the other thing that Sweeney likes to do too is he likes to look a year out and see who has that 1 year of term.
Oh yeah, he likes to find these quick little like no one's getting screwed here thing. It does make it difficult to ever have a year where you can just, sign a couple guys rather than 12 of them. Fletcher, the dev camp is July 1st through the 4th at Warrior. Oh, this is an in-depth question, Michael. This is real like talk show stuff here.
At what point do the Bruins need to cut off bringing in younger talent? How important is it to bring in proven talent? How should they balance that out? You want to start?
Yeah, this is the toughest line to walk in hockey, especially with a team like the Bruins right now, because the balance isn't going to truly be there. Pasternak is 27.
Sounds right.
In that range. McAvoy, a similar age. You have guys that are pillars of this franchise, of this core right now, entering or in their prime. You have to prioritize proven talent right now. Yeah. Could it blow up in your face and you turn into Calgary and you start to just bleed talent and then you're in no man's land? 100%. There's a roadmap for that. The Bruins are in a really tough spot. We're hoping Sweeney can walk that line. But you have to bet on your high-end prospects as well. Liesel shouldn't get moved because he's your cheapest option for a potential middle six scoring forward. Like that you have to hope that he pans out. Otherwise, this whole thing goes tits up. You just can't move off from the non-proven guy and always expect to get the best value out of him.
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk. It really is. Something that I just thought of too with this new kid that you just brought in this deal. I wonder if that makes Johnny Beecher available.
Oh, I bet it does. I was holding that in the back pocket for the next short shift.
Sorry.
No, that's totally fine.
I'm just looking at it and I'm like, fuck, I wonder if Beecher's now available.
I'm telling you, I think Sweeney feels a lot like I do about Beecher. He is what he is. Does he belong on an NHL team? 100%.
Does he belong on this NHL team? Probably not.
If everyone could commit to 4C, absolutely. But if there's teams out there that are like, this guy might have middle six center potential, yeah, you trade him. You go, absolutely.
Fuck
because
yeah.
That guy,
that high of him,
he's never figuring out the offensive zone. Ever. It's not happening. Ever.
No, if someone's willing to give you a halfway decent value for him, if they think he's going to be a middle six forward, that means they're willing to give you like a second round pick or an equivalent thereof.
I would take a third for Beecher. Sure. He was a first round pick. I don't care. That didn't work out.
But here's the thing. What you're doing is you're literally making the same decision that Rob Blake made with PLD. We tried. It's not going to go the way we thought. We need to move on.
Yes.
And
There's
to get
no
Kemper in
sunken
that
cost
deal,
fallacy or anything like that.
You're
deal with what you got.
The second you drafted him with a first round pick, he was going to devalue right away. Yeah. It's like a used car, a new car. You drive it off the lot. The second you sign that guy to an ELC, you don't know if he's going to be worth the pick.
Liesel at least another year away from top six.
He could be ready this year.
I say there's an outside chance he's on the second line midway through this season.
If that call out from Mouchinel stuck with him and he works out this offseason, works his ass off, he can come into camp and he can take a top six job. He can.
Yeah. Because there's a top six job open. You don't even need to take it. You're taking it from Trent Frederick.
Yeah.
Let's go, buddy. You can do it. I fucking believe in you.
Man.
Pasta is the next Ray Bork, huh? I mean, that's how tense the situation is right now with this team. There's a lot of moving parts and it's tricky. I'm really hoping that's not true.
The issue is if we're not even close, Pasta will step up and be like, "Get me the hell out of here!" Not 22 years into his career.
Yeah, I think it's while he can still score a goal is when he'll be. Bork was different. There's no longevity like
No.
Bork had. It
And
just
the
doesn't exist.
thing with Bork, I think Bork actually kind of helped the NHL players start to realize that they could do that. Like, wait a minute, you mean I can ask to be moved and they'll move me?
He's the greatest old guy without a cup story of all time. Last season,
He actually
goes on
got
his
one.
team. Yeah, because he got one at the very end. Like, I think the only one that in modern era that could have competed if is like Joe Thornton got one at the last year.
Patrick
You know?
Marleau.
Patrick Marleau, to a lesser sense, yeah. I just think Joe Thornton was like a star.
I got a better one. Henrik Lundqvist.
Ooh, that would have been a really good one too. I would have maybe rooted that on. Maybe. I would have debated rooting that on. You know, so that's
It certainly would have been tough to see him do it in a Washington jersey.
yeah. Everyone wants to trade with the Bruins. Ottawa's cheering right now. Yeah, look, I think Ottawa's pumped by this trade. I'm not sitting here being like, "Hey, we automatically got the better." No, they are very happy.
You got fair value. You got fair value because you have Ullmark as a rental. If anything, if I'm on the Ottawa side, I'm sitting here going, "Where's the extension?"
Sorry, Cameron Peters. What team? Only Cameron Peters gets to answer this. What team does Carey Price leave the Montreal Canadiens? And you can't say the Bruins. He leaves the Montreal Canadiens to go to that team and wins a cup. What team is it? Only Cameron Peters gets to answer that question.
Yeah, I'm gonna add to it with that cap hit.
With the $10 million cap hit. No, I want.
I've got an answer. I've got an answer because they would have figured it out.
I want to know who he would like Carey Price to go to. Because no matter what, Habs fans are pissed. No matter what, like, there's no way they're okay with it.
I have a team in mind, though.
God, who's the ultimate guy who never won? The guy who like absolutely should have gotten a cup. Did Iginla ever get a cup?
Iggy never got one, no. Because
Iggy never
remember,
got
he went to Pittsburgh to get one, and then we
Yeah.
eliminated them, and then he joined us.
And they joined us. If he joined us the year before, come on, man.
But the thing is I don't know if I would put Iginla as the number one guy.
He's just in the conversation.
Oh, for sure. Pavelski's in the conversation as well. Oh, speaking of Pavelski, just because of the team, you know who I'd love for Boston to go after this offseason? Someone was asking about the free agents. I'd make a real push for Matt Duchene.
I would too. I think he'd be a serviceable 2C for us. Not a high-end one.
No,
Serviceable.
Very serviceable. And you know what? If you were to put him in between, say, Zaka and Pasta, I think you've got something decent there.
Yeah.
I think he comes in. Yes, he's a 2C, but I think he comes in and he is automatically your 1C. He is your best center.
Yeah. Early 2010s Chicago, Cameron Peters, you piece of shit.
That was never going to happen.
Yeah, no, he's not talking logistically. He's just saying who he wanted it to be. That would piss off. Well, first of all, it would have pissed off Habs fans. But you got to remember, Chicago was in the middle of, not the middle, the end of the longest Stanley Cup drought in like NHL history, or one of the longest, not the longest.
Oh, yeah.
They were abysmal for decades.
Listen,
so it would have been kind of great
until we found out about Kyle Beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're being honest with ourselves, they deserved it until we found out about Kyle Beach.
Yeah. I've been talking about Duchene for weeks. Excellent. Love that.
Oh, good. You're not the only one.
Ooh. High and wide. Whew. Florida's coming out buzzing. They know what it takes. This team gets it, man. They're finishing this game out. I can't wait for the if Draisaitl doesn't do anything in this game and they lose, for the people to be like, we got to get rid of Draisaitl. He's not built for the moment.
Right.
Somebody's gonna say it.
Here's my question: If this score holds true, who's your Conn Smythe winner?
Barkov. I just think they hate choosing a loser, man.
I agree.
Oh, Pavel Bure is a great answer to that one.
Definitely in the conversation for sure.
Oh!
You aren't cheering enough, so it didn't go in.
My goodness. McGrody will not. McGrody. I don't know how to say his name. McGrody. McGrody. That's a good one. He is not coming to the Bruins, unfortunately.
No.
Not enough
He
assets.
will get traded.
He'll get traded. I think Philly would be smart to try to grab him.
Oh yeah, they're cook. Briere's cooking down there.
Yeah, I think that's a nice little like, hey, he matches our timeline. We probably won't have to give up our highest end,
He's also the kind
prospects
of
or
guy,
assets.
because he's a diminished asset. He wants out of Winnipeg. If you can get him, you could package him with 12th overall and move up if Demidov's available.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh. Yeah, scratch yourself, buddy.
Ooh. Did Luostarinen just get hurt? Was that a knee on knee?
No, it looks like a high stick, I think.
Are they calling it?
Can we trade the whole AHL team for Jordy Eberle? I'm not trading Merkulov and Liesel and Bussy for Eberle. I'm not doing that. Come on, man.
Are they calling?
Luongo is a good one, hilariously.
Yeah. Who'd they call that?
The Sedins were incredible. They never deserved a cup, in my opinion. I don't think those were two players that played.
Ooh, okay, yep, that's a high stick. Damn
I
it.
can't say winning hockey because they won enough games, but no, I don't think the Sedins are in that conversation.
Oh wow, they only went with 2 minutes. He definitely drew blood on that though.
I didn't see the blood.
It was right on the brim of his nose.
Oh, I didn't see it. Bouchard is my pick.
It wasn't like pouring out.
You can't put Bouchard. You can't. You're trolling. You're trolling.
Bouchard hasn't even been the most valuable player on his own team.
He knows. He knows.
Now, if you didn't have McDavid and you didn't have Draisaitl, it'd probably be Skinner if they win.
Do you want? Wait, you think it would be Skinner?
If they won and you could not vote McDavid or Draisaitl.
Oh yeah,
Skinner would be third on that
it's
list.
McDavid. There's a chance it's McDavid even if Florida wins. But I think it will be Barkov at the end of the day.
McDavid secures it if he scores a game-tying goal, even if they lose.
We'll see. I just think people don't like choosing a loser anymore. Who do you think will be the best and worst team, and who will win the cup? A little bit early for predictions.
But that's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, best team next year. I think the Oilers win the President's Trophy.
Ooh.
I think Dallas wins the Cup.
I don't know if I can get behind the Prez Trophy for Edmonton.
Runners up in the Stanley Cup final, man. It's like a thing.
Yeah.
Not 100% thing, but it's a thing. Dallas wins the Cup, and the worst team in the league will once again be the Sharks. That team is so butt cheeks that there's no amount of work they could do over the next couple of months to fix that. I know I'm just going with the easy stuff, but man, that feels right to me.
You know what? I think worst team next season's going to be Anaheim.
Holy shit. Anaheim has too much scoring talent. They don't use it, but bottom 10 team, absolutely. Bottom 7 team, absolutely. I have a hard time seeing them be worse.
The thing is, they're not doing a lot to improve. Greer's making moves in San Jose. And if Macklin Celebrini doesn't go back to college, like, there will be growing pains. Don't get me wrong. They may be number 2 when it comes to being the worst team in the league. They will be down in the basement for sure. They will be on the bottom rung of the ladder in the basement. But Anaheim's not doing a lot to get better. And it's one of those things where they have a couple pieces that contending teams are going to want, like a Killorn, Gudis. If they're out of it, they'll be called about them on the deadline. Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if they sell any of those pieces, they're only going to get worse.
True. I think the Sharks are still 15 points behind them at that point.
And if they can lose Zegras in a trade, or he'll cause enough drama and bullshit in the locker room to sink them down.
Look at this one. Preds to get the President's Trophy, Devils to win the Cup.
See, I think you have a better shot at the Devils winning the President's Trophy just because, I mean, they get Hamilton back. They've added a goaltender who, if he stays healthy, can be a Vezina finalist.
And the word is that Pesci's going over there, too.
Really?
Yeah.
How the fuck are they going to get him? What are they giving up for him?
No, Pesci's a...
he's a UFA, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, boy, Carolina pissed him off then, didn't they? Oh.
They just have 8 guys to play defense for them. They have to choose one eventually.
Yeah, but still.
Not a lot of money when you're paying Orlov $7 million a year.
I've heard his name in, like, people have called on him. Like, obviously, they'd have to retain. But if you cut that cap hit in half for a season, like, for a contending team, that's a decent
defense. Yeah, 3.5. You can do a lot with that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
they want that trip. They want that trip so bad.
A lot of diving going on right now.
No, don't act like Florida never got a call in the playoffs, though.
Cameron, you got to chill, bro. Bottom 12 team. Come on, man. You don't want that.
They haven't gotten that much worse. I agree. Today's move made them worse, but not. It's not a plummet to the bottom of the league worse.
Utah makes the playoffs. I'd say there's like a 30% chance of that, which is actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I think Utah's such a wild card because they have all the money and cap space in the world. And then they have a bunch of young talent who's been playing because they were trying to save money for so long.
Yeah. I'm not a Preds fan. Just play for their youth team. How do you think they'll do next season? I have no fucking idea, bro. I have no idea. The Predators are an enigma. They just do whatever the hell they're going to do. I can't tell you what they're going to do. I can't tell you. I don't even mean to be like, I'm being emotional right now about it. That team pisses me off every year because every year I'm like, I'll put them 22nd in the power rankings. And then they're like 13th in the league. And then one year I'm like, I really trust them. 11th. No, they're going to be 19th. That team pisses me off every year. I love watching them. I love rooting for them. They're always fun to root for in the playoffs because it feels like they're always have no chance, but they play teams tight. I have no idea. I guess playoff team, barely.
They've got some young talent coming up. They've got a couple holes on D to fill. It certainly helps if they keep Saros and Askarov together.
What did Askarov do this year?
He was in the AHL.
Right. So why I find it weird that there's this speculation of trading your bona fide number one goaltender in their last year of their contract while you don't even know if this guy behind him can play in the NHL yet.
I know he's gotten a cup of coffee in the league. I'm pulling it up right now. Hang on. Yaroslav Askarov. Because he also put up decent numbers during his time over in Russia, too.
Yeah. Although Russia's a weird thing to read into.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. So last year for Nashville, he got into 2 games, 9.43 save percentage, 1.47 goals against average in 2 games. The year before that, 1 game, 4.15 and 8.86. So there was some improvement year over year at the NHL level. And let's see, back-to-back seasons, 48 starts in Milwaukee, 22-23 and 44 and 23-24. Goals against were 269 and 239, and both seasons he had a 911 save percentage.
Not bad. Not too shabby.
He is definitely someone that, as a number 2 for a year or a couple, I would definitely want to have him.
What do you think the shot chart looks like for Edmonton right now? Because I don't feel like it's good.
No, it's definitely not.
Let's take a look here. Take a look. Here.
Bob is not giving up rebounds. Bob's on fire right now.
They've had a little bit of pressure from up front, but for the most part, it's all from the point.
Any
all
shot,
from the point and distance.
Any shot, Bobrovsky can still take home the Conn Smythe, even after 2 bad performances.
No, Barkov's been unbelievable, man. Particularly defensively, playing against the best player in the world. It's got to be Barkov to me.
I don't disagree. I think it's got to be Barkov because he's also partaken in helping to shut down completely Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
So like even if Connor still goes hog wild on you the way he has in the last couple of games, Draisaitl hasn't done shit.
Yeah. And also Connor had the 2 games. He did. But that's it. 2
Well,
of the 6.
He's also had the historic run the rest of the playoffs. That's the problem, is it's an all-around playoff MVP versus a finals MVP.
Yeah. Well, Bob didn't have good numbers in the second round, and he certainly doesn't have good numbers.
That's why I agree with you. I think it'd be Barkov. Because, I mean, think about it. He shut down Pasta. He shut down a bunch of the guys in New York, including Artemi Panarin. And he shut down guys, Kucherov.
Yeah. Is Connor McDavid the best player to not win a cup? I mean, right now he is.
Yeah, he's the best active player.
I mean, Connor McDavid might be starting to convince me he's the second best player of all time. And I know that's recency bias, but holy shit. I'm kind of just in awe.
And absolutely not. Hyman has no shot at the Conn Smythe. He would be like 5th on the list.
Which is funny because he's like 2 goals away or 3 goals away from the playoff scoring record.
Oh,
like, Hyman's been incredible, but we know Gretzky would pick Barkov. You're not wrong. Piece of shit. Not you, Gretzky. Gretzky's a piece of shit. Love Gretzky though. What's up, Joshua?
How much more of this do we have to see from Connor McDavid before we look at him and Gretzky and go McDavid over Gretzky? And here's why I asked the question. Think about the playmakers and the players that were on Gretzky's teams. He always had other Hall of Famers with him. Not one, many, many of them. Like the Oilers team alone had, 6 or 7 Hall of Famers?
Yeah.
How many guys on this Edmonton team are going in the Hall of Fame with McDavid?
Maybe
Draisaitl.
Like Bouchard has a chance with the way his career started. He's a late bloomer. You know what I mean?
He's got to play like that for another 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like the NBA Hall of Fame where like everyone fucking gets in.
So maybe 2. We're at maybe 2. Now, granted, there's still 10 more years of McDavid where he might play with 1 or 2 more, but that's over the course of his career. Gretzky had 6 on one fucking team.
Yeah, all that being said, until he has a couple cups, 4-0 is
I know.
staggering. And even Crosby to McDavid, 3-0 is tough.
I just meant one-on-one, like abilities and as the player themselves.
Yeah, you're still the way Gretzky dominated. You could talk about difference of era, but you also have to discuss the fact that against his peers in that era, Gretzky was just so unbelievably much better than everybody else.
I agree.
McDavid is not. This season is like his closest to dominating. No, not this season. Last season. Sorry,
was his closest. I mean, 100 assists this year.
He didn't even lead the league though.
Yeah, true.
He was tied for the league lead in assists, right? Because Kucherov hit 102.
Kucherov had 102, but I think did he have 100?
Maybe Kucherov had more. I don't remember.
Maybe.
I'd have to look it up.
I know
that's what I mean. It's like you have to dominate everyone. And Gretzky, there was no one even close.
But also look at the competition back then. It wasn't what it is. Like, yes,
Right, but what
there
I'm
was
saying
music
is,
came
if you're
in.
going to do that, the eras matter, but you have to compare them to their peers. And Gretzky was so far above his peers. Alexis David is not that far above the next best player in the league, or at least his numbers are.
His numbers aren't, but my God, it's a conversation at some point you have to. Obviously, we need to see the end of McDavid's career first.
We need at least 4 or 5 more years to even kind of have that conversation. That's how good Gretzky is. Like, ugh. I can't believe how little pressure the Oilers have gotten on Bob in this game. I mean, I should believe it because this is what the Florida Panthers have been doing to most teams, but this is game 7, man. Damn.
They need a good breakout here. And they can't do anything. Look at oh, man. Is it just me, or is Florida playing a form of a 2-1-2 right now? They got 2 guys in the middle.
Yeah.
There's your guy in the middle. But it's like a moving 2-1-2.
They just have the speed to be able to do it. They've iced the puck like 4 times. Make him pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the error argument for the exact reason Local is arguing. Yeah.
He's not wrong, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. It's an impossible argument to make. It's impossible to keep it fair on all levels.
There we go. There's an icing penalty, or an icing call penalty. Yeah, right. See, the funny thing is it's still a 1-goal game, so overtime is still on the table.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, God, I'm praying for it.
Yeah, 3 total shots in the third so far. It's not good. They need a little bit. They need to up their desperation level.
They can't get through, man. God, they can't get through. Uh-oh.
I don't like when you say, uh-oh. Oh, man.
That was sick, though.
Lorite loves his sniper Rooney and cheese.
Sniper Rooney and cheese. Yeah, if Laura was in this game, it would be 6-0 for whatever team he's playing for sure. No doubt.
That was just bad. They couldn't clear the zone. Someone slid further down to the dot.
I have never stopped believing in this Panthers team through this whole series. But I am going to be sad if they do win and we get robbed of just the funniest thing ever.
Oh, man. If Edmonton can pull this one out of their ass, this collapse by Florida beats any other collapse in the history of all sports.
That in Toronto in 1942. But even then, like, that's where you could go, all right, well, the eras do play a role.
Right.
A collapse against plumbers and electricians is a lot different than... Also, I'm pretty sure that Detroit team was, like, the worst team in their division that they reverse swept.
But, like, I had someone immediately reply, oh, Yankees in 04. And I'm like, no, that was a pennant race. This is the Stanley Cup
Yeah, this is the finals. It has to be something on the same level.
You know, and then someone else was like, oh, Falcons 28-3. I'm like, that was a team epic failure and a lot of bad coaching decisions, which, don't get me wrong, this would be the same thing, but that's one game. You fuck up one time and you're done. That would be 4 fuck ups in a row.
At least in modern history, it is the closest.
Oh, absolutely.
That sack that put them back out at field goal range.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was so egregious. And even I was sitting there like, wow, am I starting to feel bad for Falcons fans? If Florida loses tonight, it put the Bruins being the worst collapse in NHL history to rest. Yeah, absolutely. But the 135 points versus the 8th seed losing in 7, 3-1 lead. No, that's all out the window. This is worse.
Anybody know what McDavid's time on ice is right now?
If it is not like 28 minutes, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, there's still 7 and change left in the game. That's why I'm wondering.
Matthew Slater calling heads is when it hit me. The Pats are going to win.
Oh, that's the third time I've seen McDavid fall on the ice with nobody around him. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want that to come off as I'm making fun of his skating or saying the guy can't skate. I'm just saying the ice quality is trash.
Buddy, this is...
Squeeze that in! Get it in!
How did you not... What was happening? He had it. It was right in front of him. Did he get hooked?
Oh, yes, he got hooked. Hyman just got hooked.
There.
And the ref just took the stick to the face. Oh. Hyman got hooked on the skate.
Oh my gosh, how do you not call that though? The stick getting up high? Oh my goodness.
Rebound control puts it out to the side. McDavid. Oh my God, yeah. And I just saw the high stick on the replay too. We got him in the face.
Yeah. You mean to tell me ice in Florida late June is bad quality?
Yeah, who knew?
Holy. Non-call against Florida. Never heard that one before. Same.
Yeah, it's never happened to him. What are we talking about?
Describe the Leafs in a couple sentences. I mean, the Leafs are the Leafs, man.
Toronto will Toronto. That's how I describe them. Tell me, the most Toronto move of the offseason would be them to look at their goaltending and go, yep, we'll re-sign Wall to this extension. And let's sign Cam Talbot to a couple of years deal.
Do you think that the Leafs win that series if Wall doesn't go down in Game 6?
Maybe. I worry.
I'm a little conflicted on that one. Not that it matters because they didn't win Game 7. But Samsonov played a solid Game 7 for the most part.
There may have been one extra save in there, though, that Wall might have had.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is that first goal not to go in, and the momentum changes from the rest of the game on.
Yeah. Can we get Mitch the Bitch Marner for Corpy? God, I hope so. I'd love Mitch the Bitch over here. The most Toronto thing is extending Marner. I think they should. You don't let talent like that go. That's not the issue. Marner is not the issue.
No.
Nylander is not the issue. Matthews isn't the issue.
I was going to say, as a person, Tavares isn't the issue. His cap hit with what he provides is the issue.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. They just showed him putting the Stanley Cup on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Put that thing right back. This game's going to overtime.
Let's go to Game 8, you know? Let's make this a best of 9.
Oh, another shot right in front. Oh, come on. 0 shot attempts since 1439 for Florida. Edmonton's making their push. I mean, this is an Edmonton team. I mean, remember where they were 15 games into the season?
Yeah, people act like it was the same thing as the Blues. And I was like, no, the Blues were last in January. That's a very different scenario. 2006, Mavs lose, Oilers lose. I didn't put that together. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
1984, Celtics win, Oilers win. Ooh.
Bob Ismidsky. Will Stammer stay in Tampa? Yeah, they'll figure it out. There's no... Stamkos isn't the kind of guy that leaves. He's a lifer.
Yeah, he's a lifer for sure.
I think he's one of the last few, honestly. Oh.
Oh, come on. Thank you. His hand was on the puck. What are we doing? All right.
And of course, it's Rodriguez. You know, last time I checked, covering the puck is a penalty.
Yeah, once in a while.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When you're not wearing a Florida Panthers jersey.
Hey, at least the finals got entertaining because this was not a great playoffs.
No.
I wouldn't say it was bad. It just lacked a certain je ne sais quoi, you know?
Yeah, I would agree with that. One thing I was thinking about a couple weeks ago, obviously Marner talks have kind of changed and shifted direction, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a team like St. Louis get involved in those talks.
St. Louis is in a really weird spot. I don't know what the best thing for them to do is next. They don't have enough talent. Just matter of fact, they don't have enough talent.
That's why they would be looking to get a guy like Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
I mean,
but how do they get him? What can they give
up? First thing they can include is Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, I'm sure the Leafs will be absolutely pumped about that.
I mean, he does got a cup to his name.
Yeah, but also he's got some real ups and downs.
He immediately becomes the most credible goaltender they've brought in a decade, which is sad.
Yeah.
But it's true. He's got term is the other thing.
Fuck that guy.
And then they can also bring in a defenseman to go with him. Not Torrey Krug, but, you know, they've got a few guys that they would want to move off from.
Yeah. I feel like the Blues and the Bruins are in similar boats. Yeah, but I don't. Do the Blues have a franchise guy like we have with Pastrnak? Do they have a McAvoy? Like, I just don't think they have quite the same level of pillars that we do.
They have good guys up front. Excuse me. They've got Kyrou and Neighbors looks solid, and Robert Thomas. Like, they've got the start of something. But, I mean, their defense, Falk is 32, Krug is 33, Parayko's 31, Letty's 33. Like, you know, Scandella's 34, becoming an unrestricted free agent. Like, all that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's a good question. David asks right here, okay, when do you pull your goalie?
I'd say around the 3-minute mark.
Yeah.
I would give the team a little time here. In a hypothetical different universe, do you think Edmonton would be a dynasty if they had someone like Sway? They are more than a Sway, or sorry, previously they'd been more than a Sway away because their depth and defense was butt cheeks for years.
It's not even fantastic this year.
It's not. It's just enough. How this didn't get in is insane.
They got another one coming up? Or are they just re-showing the same one?
They're just re-showing the dog pile. Do the Blues still have the guy Krug crushed without the helmet? Robert Thomas? Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Okay, so the Conn Smythe votes have been put in just over 4 minutes ago.
Well, if they go to overtime, they better fucking redo them.
They can't. Well, what they can do is they can what they can do is they can put caveats on the vote. So, for instance, if you are looking at it right now, they have to put them in at the 10-minute mark of the third period. And so, let's say you're voting right now, and you look at it and you go, okay, right now my number one is Barkov. Mm-hmm. However, if Connor McDavid scores the game-tying goal or the game winner, he's my number one.
Interesting.
So you can but they have to be specific. So you can't just be like, if the game goes to overtime, then it's McDavid.
Yeah. I got a lot of fucking notifications right now I got to work through.
Oh yeah, my shit's been blowing up too. Granted, I know a lot of it's about bitching about Corpusalo. There's a lot of, that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The game that I'm watching.
God, Draisaitl is hurt, man. He's for sure hurt.
It's just to sway away the Rolling Stones.
If you give them Swayman now, like this team with Swayman, I think a dynasty is on the table.
Oh, good save. Right into the chest. Oh, I was just thinking of the free agent question we were asked earlier. You know who I low-key really want them to go after? Victor Arvidsson.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised we didn't bring him up. Yeah, I would really like for us to take a look in that direction. I think he adds a lot to the middle six. Second line, yeah.
Hell, you could put him on the first line, but next to Zaka and Pasta.
Yeah. He's a bit holding his head above water there, but his line mates are good enough. I struggle with Zaka as a center, man.
I do. I want him on the wing. I agree. I think he and Pasta also play better together when they're on opposite wings.
Yes. Oh, totally. Totally agree with that. There you go. Get it set up.
All right, Connor, get out there for the last 4 minutes of the game.
What? What?
Put it on net.
This is fucking over, man. They can't buy one. They can't buy one.
Oh, and now they clear the zone. Fuck. At least it's an icing call. Jesus. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, did they not call that icing?
And then the mishandle on the blue line. My goodness.
If I'm Knobloch, I'm using my timeout right now.
You're about to be disappointed.
They're not using it?
Holy shit. Which you're not using on icing anyway, right? Like, that makes sense.
Well,
you got tired guys out there.
Oh, you've got to give Connor a breather because you want him out there for as much as you can have him out there for.
Yeah, you just got tired defenders out there. You're kind of like, If Bob scores an empty net goal, does that give him the Conn Smythe? No.
No. I mean, I guess you try and time it closer to the 90-second mark. Oh, that went right into the gut. Luosterainen.
How many times have they hit the post?
Keep it in. There we go.
Oh, man. Now.
How many times have they gotten in their own way? Like, Jesus. Nice stretch by Connor to stay on side right there, though.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man. Notice who's not on the ice right now for Florida. In the waning minutes of this game right now.
Sorry, what? Sorry, I am fucking... There's a lot going on.
I said, notice who's not on the ice for Florida right now.
Who?
Kachuk.
Oh, boy. Oh, he's back on the ice now.
Is he?
Yeah. How have they still not pulled him?
You try to push Florida for an icing, but Jesus Christ, they can't.
Now use your timeout.
Yeah, if you get the whistle, I'm guessing they get a whistle coming up based on your reaction.
Yeah. I can't believe none of this got in the net.
Minute and a half, you use your timeout, you pull. You got to pull Skinner. Wow.
Wow. Fucking wow.
Connor almost banked it in off of Ekblad.
Can we just have a hockey market team win a cup? This is nuts. This is a great game. We gotta be honest.
This is ending. If this is how it ends, we can't complain. But are they not using their fucking timeout?
Oh, there it is. There it is. Took a while for them to announce it.
Look at him buffering that cup. Oh, man. 95 seconds. I'm with that Oiler fan that they're just showing right now. Do something. You know what would really suck?
What?
Edmonton losing this game right after a very disappointing Linus Ullmark trade.
Yeah. It's been a tough day for Bruins fans.
Although
Skinner is still in net.
I think the faceoff is outside the offensive zone. That's why they're doing it.
I know, but it's still ridiculous. You got to get the people out there now. Oh, my God. They just... Tell me think about that first play off the faceoff.
I'm at 135. They're about to drop it right now. Oh, damn. You dump it in and they have nobody on the forecheck.
Yep.
And then you stay on.
God.
Is that when he leaves the net? What the fuck?
They're exhausted. They can't even get over the fucking halfway line.
No, you cooked them. That's not even an icing either. Oh my God. You know what this is? Knobloch's rookie coaching coming through. You did not manage the shifts well enough for your best players.
20 seconds. One last rush.
Oh, turnover. Yeah, this is going to end up being it. You don't even have time barely for a rush.
What a heartbreaker for Edmonton, I bet.
Pinned up against.
Paul Maurice finally gets one.
Does this make you feel any better about the Bruins' end to their season? Knowing that you pushed them to 6, almost to 7, with the officiating the way that it went.
Yeah, no, I actually always kind of felt decent about the end of the season for the Bruins. Like, not happy about it, obviously, but I thought the team fought and clawed the entire time. I thought they proved that they deserve to be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be.
I do feel good for Barkov. I'm pretty fucking pumped for Barkov. That's the only guy, though.
You know who I'll add to the list, though? Because he's gotten a lot of shit over his career. Bobrovsky.
I think Bobrovsky's shit, and I don't like him.
He's had a couple up and down years, but other than that, he's always been a solid starter. Going back to his time with Columbus, think about
I
that.
disagree.
The guy
I
put
think
time
he's
in
all
Columbus.
over the place. I think he's an all over the place kind of goaltender. I can't get behind the guy. 2 Vezinas, a cup, like Hall of Fame resume. I don't know. I just don't think he's that good, honestly. And yeah, fuck Nick Cousins, fuck Kachuk, fuck Bennett, fuck Lundell, Oliver Ekman Larson. Any big ones I'm missing? Let's see. Not Reinhardt. I don't really give a shit about Reinhardt. Fuck Mikola.
Lose to
Fuck
Ryan.
Rodriguez. Verhage. Fuck Verhage. Dude, those 6 fans must be absolutely pumped.
All right. There's a statistic about Bobrovsky's career that I doubt it, just because I know when you get that opinion about someone, you don't really change it.
Yeah,
but it might help.
It won't. I have chosen. You know how everyone gets to be unfair about a player or two.
Yeah, he's
like,
yours.
Like this is just Bobrovsky's one of my guys that I'm just like, no, fuck this guy. What's his
So
status?
over the entire course of his career, only in 2011 and 12, which was his second season in the league playing with Philly, has he ever had a sub 900 sub 900 save percentage.
Okay. Doesn't change anything for me.
It was 899.
He's had too many moments for me of just being all over the fucking place and getting so goddamn lucky. I love Tom Brady, but he's the Tom Brady of goaltenders in the sense where the ball would hit a cornerback's hands and just fall. Tom Brady was magic at that. Just fucking, he'd throw an interception, just didn't end up being an interception. Incomplete. Didn't matter. No one could catch his balls but his receivers for some reason. Bobrovsky flails and it hits him. You saw the last 10 minutes of this game. Dude's a fucking Lucky Charm shoved so far up his ass he doesn't even know it's there anymore. Yeah, they were so gassed.
So they were gassed 5 minutes before they pulled him.
Yeah, they should have pulled him earlier. Like
I'm curious. I want to see the stat line of McDavid's last 2 shifts. Because I shit you not, the last one was easily 4 minutes. And the second to last one was probably 4 minutes.
Here's the good news, everybody. And this is going to sound like a hater take, but this is genuinely good news. Outside of a couple diehards, this team's just like Tampa. When they're not good, you'll never have to hear from them. Ever. When Tampa's not winning cups, do you ever hear from their fans? Do they ever exist? Amalie Arena's great. I really like Amalie, but I never hear anything from them. They're not like the Philadelphia Flyers fans. I hear from Flyers fans all the fucking time. The team sucked forever. Like that, the team just never stops. Pittsburgh never stops.
Look at McDavid on the ice. He's taking it all in, pissed.
Yeah. I do feel for McDavid here, man. It's his time. Best player in the world. Damn.
I want to hear the Oilers injury report when this whole season's over.
1 game short.
Corey Perry fails again.
Not listening to this. That's 5 in a row, isn't it? Or 5 out of 6?
5 out of 6 at least, if not 5 in a row. I just want to see who gets the Conn Smythe. I agree it should be Barkov, but it's the NHL writers. Can you trust them to do anything right?
They're what they are. I'll leave that alone. Let's see. Corey Perry was on. So this Oilers team, Tampa Bay last year, which was not a finals team. Tampa Bay the year before, where they lost. Montreal the year before, which they lost. And then Dallas the year before that. So it's 4 out of 5 years that Corey Perry has lost in the finals.
Didn't he lose once with Anaheim too?
What year did Anaheim go and lose? I mean, he was with Anaheim for a decade plus before that. So, yes. Right? What's Anaheim's history? I don't even
Anaheim doesn't have a history. It was the Disney years and then now.
McDavid ice time 25:42. That can't be right.
Overall, it seems correct. It just... Well, Scott, I don't think it's a matter of they had to earn it in Game 7. It's an entire playoff award. Eric, what do you want to talk about Draisaitl about?
When he's a Bruin, of course.
Oh, I'm down for that. That's the 1C we need. All the rats in the corner.
I can't believe McDavid didn't get closer to 30, honestly. Wow. What a game, though. What a way to end it.
It's a hell of a game.
They announced the Conn Smithy or what?
They're going to commercial on my end.
Yeah, same.
Oh, fuck Lorentz. That's another one. I don't know if you mentioned him.
I didn't. Fuck Lorentz, though. Hell yeah. Dude, they're going to get crushed. Crushed for not pulling the goalie sooner.
And
Florida has 3 cups in 5 years. Canada has none since 1993. Oh my God, the low qual curse lives on. Yes, I was born in 93. I am the sole reason Canada can't win a cup.
Well, I mean, at least there's something to hang your hat on tonight.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the day I die, you put money on a Canadian team to win the cup. I'm making everybody in this chat some money because there's no way I outlive any single one of you. Just put some money down.
Yeah.
Eric, do you want to talk about Draisaitl because he is clearly injured and couldn't do anything this series?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The Rose Boy, what's up? Are you an Oilers fan? Just curious by the GG though. No Shield, also. First, hell yeah. Scott, thanks for joining. Thanks for all the geeky jokes that genuinely brought a smile to my face.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this has been really fun.
It'll be fun
I'm
to see the
sweating like
Canadians
a
here.
smoked pig right now, though.
That's because you're wearing a jersey.
Yeah, I
I'm
shouldn't be doing it.
not gonna lie. The whole time I've been sitting here, got a nice little fan right here.
It is like 90-something degrees in South Carolina, and the heat index has us over 100 every day this week.
That's where it has been. Today is a little reprieve, but right now it is 64 and humid as fuck.
Fucking Florida, man. God, I wanted this for the Oilers.
I wanted it for him. Now I can get behind your pick for Edmonton to win the President's Trophy.
Yeah, runners up, man. They go ballistic to start the next year. The team is going to win like the 30 out of the first 38 games next year. It's going to be nuts.
Connor McDavid next season over under 135 points.
Over. I genuinely think that he could be closer to 170 next year.
At this point, yeah, I wouldn't.
I think he could do it.
Average like 1.8 points per game. All right, let's get the Conn Smythe handed out, and then we can sign off here.
You know, no matter how much I fucking hate this team, it is always kind of cool watching these guys just so unbelievably happy.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's pure raw emotion, and I don't think anybody on Florida has ever won it before. So I think they are all first timers.
Tarasenko isn't technically, but he did.
That's right.
But he didn't. Did he play in that finals? I think I just figured this out again too. I thought he was injured that whole run, but I might be wrong.
I don't remember, but I totally forgot he was on this team. Boy, talk about someone who's fallen off.
Oh yeah, he's had so many shoulder injuries though.
Hey, there you go. You get the Conn Smythe.
Oh my god.
Oh, and now Gary Booth.
Tarasenko played every game of that series. Why did I think he was injured for it?
Let the booze begin. I'm actually working on a piece right now for my website. The top 5 reasons why it's time for Gary Bettman to go.
Dude, you could do 50 reasons.
I know. I'm going with the top 5. I don't need people to stay on my website for 4 hours.
Hold on. They actually did it.
I'm a little behind you. And my audio is much lower. Oh my God.
I can't believe it.
Now the most awkward moment ever. But here's the thing. Tell me he doesn't deserve it.
Right? No, he absolutely does, but wow.
If you're Connor, do you just sit there and refuse to go get the trophy?
No, you respect it. You go get it. You with a tear in your eye. It's actually got to be more painful than anything. Dude, Connor McDavid won the Conn Smythe.
Wow. David, yeah.
Wow.
Honest to God, if I'm the Florida Panthers, every single one of them should be lining up to shake McDavid's hand as he goes to get that Conn Smythe.
Yeah. This is a great battle. And honestly, what do the Panthers care? They fucking won the cup. Who gives a shit?
Right.
All right. I don't need to see them skated around, though. I don't really care about that.
I'm not worried about that. I want to see McDavid come out and get the Conn Smythe in this awkward moment of, they're not even having him come out and get it?
Yeah, I guess not.
Wow.
Dude, I gotta say, standing next to that thing at the Hockey Hall of Fame, pretty neat.
Dude, I got to show you some of the pictures from when I went to the parade after our 11.
Oh, yeah?
I was right there when Chara came off the duck boat holding it. I was right there.
That's cool.
And I was right up front.
All right, Bettman, you can shut the fuck up. I don't care. Gary Bettman.
Well, that guy does do one thing really, really well. He keeps that thing on a nice buff.
Yep, he does. It's got to be a pretty cushy job. Oh, man. Bit of a bummer.
Oh, my God. Bettman, shut the fuck up and just hand him the trophy.
I'm not watching it. I closed it. I'm done.
I'm not watching you skate around with it, but that moment when the captain first hoisted, it is still a good moment.
I'll see all the replays tomorrow on Twitter. That'll break my heart a little more. I just want it for the Bruins so badly, man. Ugh, it's been so long.
It's been so long.
And watching the Celtics do it, it's just, I want it for the Bruins so badly.
Oh, yeah.
There's Bettman, what Panthers player doing the hot tour? No Shield, you've been killing it tonight. These have all been funny.
Oh, that's great.
David, thank you for hanging out. I think this is about time to wrap.
I was going to say, I want to thank everyone who joined us. Pretty
consistent 100-ish people. We had some spikes in there too. It was really fun.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Just for everybody, I'll download this and I'll push it out as a What's Brewing pod.
Hell yeah.
So that if people want to revisit the miserableness that was the Mark deal at the beginning, and now Barkov going out to get the cup.
It's crazy.
Well, they can, I guess, if they really want to, but they got the flames going off, and it is so
Red Sox 29. I will pet my dogs.
It is so funny watching Gary Bettman, who's like 5'0", handing up the cup to someone who's like 1.5 feet taller than him.
I wish I could make a new rule that Bettman's not allowed to touch the cup.
That would be awesome.
He didn't fucking earn it.
Draft day next. Yeah, I'm sure we'll both be doing something for draft day.
I gotta start researching the
Free
damn
agency.
prospects. Damn it! You know what I have to do now? I have to start working on every NHL team's season in 30 seconds or less. That's a shit ton of work now. I should have started working on it already, if I'm going to be honest, but I didn't.
All right. Yeah, well, if you need help.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
The season's the season's over. There's no more hockey.
Yeah. That sucks.
This sucks.
Do
Does this
leagues
happen
get-
every year?
Yeah, right. Do leagues get any of the internet gambling money? They get a fuck ton of it.
Oh yeah, they get a ton of it.
Fuck.
That's all that is for them, a paycheck. Yeah, they get Prince Hockey Hunters, check you later. Squeaky, see ya. Portia Hobson, let's go bees. Let's go bees. Go bees.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll let you do we got these, we got those. I'll let you do your signature sign off if you want.
There's no signature sign off other than go bees, which we have to yell together, and then you have to close this immediately because I don't even know how to end this stream.
There's a little button up in the bottom top right.
Oh, the one that says end stream?
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. Holy shit.
It's that fucking simple. Do you want to press it?
Crazy. Wait, are Florida fans actually livid that McDavid won?
That's hilarious. Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
He broke one of Gretzky's records. Even if it's not points per game, it's still pretty fucking impressive.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Huberto. Someone said Huberto. It's time to end this. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and